verse that we're reading now, we're describing in general that Jnana Prayasa means to reject personalistic knowledge. But also we've heard Acharyas and Gurudevs say, even like worldly knowledge, and even while doing bhakti, sometimes people are too much focusing, Gurudev used to say, I need to learn Sanskrit, I need to go outside and learn this and that. Like Gurudev said, even this type of knowledge may not be favorable to the bhakti. So how do we judge what is favorable, what is not favorable?
No, it's not always that knowledge is unfavorable to bhakti. If we use that knowledge, the material knowledge, for our prestige, for our popularity, means not engaging in service of Krishna, then that's detrimental to bhakti. But this kind of knowledge, jnanam prayasu pante namanta eva, this impersonal knowledge, that's deadly against bhakti. We cannot engage this in the service of Krishna. Because this knowledge losing the relationship of master and servant. Whereas other knowledge, just like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur he wrote this song, we sing in Navadip Parikrama and Vidyanagar. Yes. Vidyara vilase katinu kala parama jatane ami. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur give me account how I spent all my life in acquiring this material knowledge. And with this knowledge, what happens? I start working, earning money, then making family, then I become a donkey. I became a donkey. But this is not for devotees. This is for those who can't take Krishna Bhakti seriously. Because one boy, he came to Srila Bharati Goswami Maharaj and he said, Maharaj, I'm learning some engineering something, but I'm going to give up, quitting my learning. Srila Maharaj said, why? He said, because Bhaktivinoda Thakur said a person become a donkey by acquiring that knowledge. Then Maharaj smiled and he said, who wrote this song? He said, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Then Maharaj said, what was his qualification? He was magistrate. So then why he studied magistrate? So it's not literally the word, the meaning as it is, but you understand that knowledge you can also use for Krishna Seva. Like Uddhav was so knowledgeable. I mean, we are not saying he went to university or whatever, but Uddhav, he applied that knowledge in service to Krishna. And there are many Prabhupada disciples. Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, my Guru Maharaj, our Gurudev, they all went to school and universities and very high-class scholars. So they engaged that knowledge in the service of Krishna. So it is just like how we are engaging every facility in the service of Krishna, or we are not using the facility in the service of Krishna. That makes it different. If a person is handsome, beautiful, he can use that in the service of Krishna. A big model, a hero, is popular. Other day I gave example of George Harrison. He used his popularity in the service of Krishna. But there are many, they can't use this and they are just having their own name and fame. So though not all the vidya, knowledge is against bhakti, but in this verse, Brahmaji is saying, Jnanam Prayasa, this impersonal knowledge is of course definitely is against bhakti. This cannot be engaged in the service of Krishna. So that's the difference. Yes? Because Tat Padarth Jnana, Tom Padarth Jnana. Knowledge about soul, knowledge about Krishna, that's favorable to bhakti. So all this material knowledge, a degree holder, doctorate, engineering, CPA, all this knowledge can be used in the service of Krishna. So once upon a time, me and Madhavya Prabhu, we just finished washing the feet of Srila Gurudev, and we were wiping with a towel. So one rich family, he came in Govardhan, and they, like non-devotees, but like a visitor to temple, not so much familiar with Gurudev, but also a little bit familiar. So they saw us, we do boys wiping the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev. And Gurudev, to give an impression to them, Gurudev said, you know these boys, one is engineer, one is CPA. And you see what they are doing. They are cleaning my feet, they are washing my feet. So then he spoke Harikatha to them, and when that family left, the Madhavya Prabhu raised question. He said, Gurudev, what is the use of saying about material knowledge? It has nothing to do with bhakti. Gurudev said, to give impression to these people that those who become sadhu, they are not just stupid and illiterate people. They are well versed, they have material knowledge too. And if these intellectual people taking Krishna consciousness so seriously, then why can't you also take this seriously? And if I'm using your material knowledge in the service of Krishna by just giving them inspiration, then what is the harm in that? What is your problem? This was the words. Gurudev said, what is your problem in that? It should not be your problem. I'm using this, your titles, in preaching about Krishna. Then we understood, realized that. And on this account, again, when we came to our Guru Maharaj for initiation, Guru Maharaj came to know that, okay, we are also degree holders. Then Guru Maharaj said one thing. Se vidyarfal janyo nishay. You know this? Se vidyarfal janyo nishay. Krishna pad padma yadi chit vritta hai. This is, I think, in Chaitanya Bhagavad. Se vidyarfal janyo nishay. Know this for certain. The essence of acquiring every knowledge is to attain attachment to the lotus feet of Krishna. There is no other purpose. There should not be any other purpose of acquiring any kind of knowledge. It can be material knowledge or it can be spiritual knowledge. Se vidyarfal janyo nishay. Krishna pad padma yadi chit vritta hai. Even spiritual knowledge. If I do masters in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, then what is the essence of this? To show my popularity. How much I have developed the service to Krishna. That's how it has to be counted. Krishna Pad Padma, to the lotus feet of Krishna. So it refers to material knowledge and it also refers to spiritual knowledge. There are many scholars in universities. They know Bhagavad Gita, 400 verses, 700 verses. And they can give lectures. But they are not using that intelligence, that knowledge in service to Krishna. Then this is waste. So, in this new era, we see devotees in ISKCON, Gaudiya Math, the new generation, all qualified. And then they go to universities and preach to other children, other students. So this is called best utilization of knowledge. You can learn this first. Guru Maharaj always used to say to anyone who is very intellectual or knowledgeable, Guru Maharaj always used to quote this verse. Se vidyarfal janyo nishay.
In general, though, when any devotee is coming and they're taking shelter of Guru Mahabhagavad, at at that time, usually, like your example, Bhakti Dr. Krishna Maharaj, all these acharyas that we have, they give up their material education at that time, generally. And they only perform like intimate service, whatever the Guru Maharaj wants. So how can sorry, in this verse, Vasudeva Bhagavati, Bhakti Yoga Prayogita, that knowledge will come automatically if you only focus on bhakti, you don't need to do any separate.
Yeah, both things. It can be both directions. There are also examples where they gave up. I was studying, I gave up. There is no need. But I understand sometimes for preaching and other services it's needed. It makes a lot of difference. So if we just want to do bhajan, no preaching, then everything is fine, fair. But sometimes for preaching purposes, we have to be very updated, especially in this time when everyone is very aware of all the facts and AI and all that stuff. It's very important. It gives a very good impression to the audience. Yes, there are some examples where they gave up their education, but there are many examples where they continue with education and then they... So at any point, maybe in the middle of education, then they gave up, or when they already received degree and then they gave up. So both cases. Both practice and preaching. Yes. Everyone should be responsible to bring in people. It's not just, oh, you are preacher, you are sannyasi, that's your task. No. Everyone is responsible to bring in. Even at time of Srila Prabhupada, not just sannyasis, even householders, grasthas were also engaged on the streets. His father was distributing books. So not many are doing this. So both is required to go in depth into philosophy for our upliftment, and then also to go basics, outreach, to bring people in, to make them understand. But you can't express very high philosophy to them just on a very simple basic way. So both, because practice is for yourself and preaching is the service to the mission. Contribution is service to the mission. So everyone is responsible to contribute something, whatever qualification. And I encourage everywhere, wherever I go, Alachua, Major, here in Hawaii, they get inspired, but then they feel like, who is going to do all that stuff? I'm still encouraging. I told Jagdish and others. You know, it's just someone have to take a lead. People are ready to follow you. But the leading person, that is absent. Just one or two have to take a lead. You know, a lamp has to burn to give light to the whole room. So So someone has to take the pain. Then everyone else is ready to follow you. So that lead is required actually all over country. When we go Alachua, we have only 15 minutes drive to Gainesville University. Oh my God, that's a preaching hub. And we have so wonderful devotees there. So I don't know if they do this or not, I don't know. But if collectively, if they can go like 20, 30 of them, it gives a good impression to university. It has to be regular basis. Let's say every Friday, every Saturday. So those guys know, those students know these guys are always at this spot, at this location. So if you go once in a month, once in a 2 months, that's not going to happen. It has to be regular, like every week. Near Badger, we have this famous national park. What is that? Sequoia Park. You know how many tourists come there? Hundreds of tourists come there. So I also, 3 years back, Badger, I told devotees, why don't you just all go there on a weekly basis? But it's just taking some pain, some interest. And we are travelers, we can't. If I'm there in one place, I can do it. And also here, we were there yesterday, did 35 devotees, did Harinam and all. But if you just do once a while, nobody cares. But if you choose a location every week, then the locals, they know these guys are always there. You know, just like when we walk this side, there's always a table, a desk and a chair. Those people are spreading something, some religion. So we know they're always there. So that makes it. So practice and preaching, both required. So when you go Alachua, you take a lead and inspire. Let's go, let's go. In the beginning, just 1 or 2 families required. When you go there, everyone start following you. Very easy.
Sometimes when you're teaching, like, for example, you're doing a harina in the downtown area at night. So, like, teaching the kids, I'm a little doubtful. If it's true or not, because it sounds like you're also bringing them to university campus, like, the way people are dressed and everything is observing. Is this, like, something to be considered?
After 5 years, anyway they're going to see that. So you can't escape. After 5 years, 4 years, you see they're going to go out and they're going to see that. So I'm not advocating on this, but if in this age, if they see that, and then you can make input in their head that this is a material world and this is not our culture, this and that. And if they're getting this nourishment right from the childhood, there's a possibility, I'm not guaranteeing, there's a possibility maybe they'll get more mature by the time when they personally see them. They're going to go out 5, 6 years. Your kids are 11. So after 6 years you see they're going to go out and they're going to see this. Then how are you going to escape them? We are in this material ocean. Okay, we are in this ocean. We can't escape from getting wet. We're going to get soaked anyhow. Either the waves splashing water or we just go close to them. So there's nothing guaranteed on. What do you think? I may be wrong because I don't have kids, so
No, but I think also it's very important to, like you were telling yesterday, use your calculation what area is most effective to preach.
yes.
Not just going where there's a whole bunch of drunk people, crazy people. How will preaching be successful?
Yeah. University is a very good place actually. You get every kind of people. Downtown I understand, especially I have experience with Miami. The Miami devotees don't listen to me. That's very rough area on weekends. Oh, crazy people, naked and colorful and all that fancy, funky people there. Oh. So That was my first and last experience. Anyway, that is different. But places like university schools and all, that's good. You get every guna there. Sattva gun, raja gun, tapa gun. Every guna there.
So daytime program anywhere.
Yes, when the students are moving around. Because after sunset, they are in a different mode. There's no point in doing that.
People come to university in order to learn something, so already their mind is
I was in Costa Rica also, I told them, have that a standee, that flyer thing, just Mahamantra and your contact, something very simple, and one good title, like any good, interesting title, should not look like a religious, but for peace, chant for peace, or something like that. Or if you want to cry, something like that. But should not be like a godly, something like that. People get reluctant with this. As his father was telling yesterday, people, they want to have idea, I'm spiritual but I'm not religious. This is the latest concept. I want to be spiritual but not religious. So with that standee there, even 3-4 devotees sitting with some books and some handbills, just go there every week, do Harinam. Not essential to go around, but sit there, harmonium, mridanga, just chant 1 hour. Why? This is your intent. It's acknowledged by Mahaprabhu and Guru Vargas. You're doing to obey their order. As Mahaprabhu told Nitya Prabhu to go and do this. With this pure intent, I'm doing for the service of Nitya Prabhu and Mahaprabhu. Whoever walks in, good. Do not, but at least 1 hour I did service to Nityananda. With that intent. I tell many devotees around, go with this intent. And don't feel any depressed or I didn't achieve anything. Just, we are doing to serve Nitya Prabhu. Achievement is given by him. And who knows who will walk like this and get interested.
Usually invite them to the main temple.
Yes, first develop friendship, relationship with them. It's better. That's a strategy. Tell them to come next weekend, sit with us, same spot, at least a month.
Just coming to the same spot.
Yes, and building good. And if you see they are like quite like intelligent and nice sober people, first of all invite in your home for a dinner.
Just with them.
Yeah, just with them. Very informal conversation. You have to bring yourself a level down. Don't show you are a pure devotee.
I'm already in the bottom.
Don't show you know complete Bhagavatam. Just speak basics to them. Understand? So preaching means building up friendship with the people. And then gradually invite to the temple. I don't want them to feel, what is this? Yeah, overwhelmed with this system, like paying obeisances. What is this? What is this lecture about?
What about if we're going to a place where there's already a large presence of groups of this content, like there's already a big teaching.
No, choose your own location. Don't disturb the other.
No, but different locations at like same universities.
Yeah, that's fine. It's a big, huge university. Oh my God. That's the biggest university of Florida. Huh?
I was there.
Yeah. So there are many spots to sit. But don't disturb other devotees who are doing their own.
No, but I was just wondering like if you consider like, oh, they already are preaching there, so
That's not someone's territory. We can go preach anywhere we want. It's not someone's territory. So go there and Ananda and Harivallabh.
Should have you gone?
No, they already got a food truck and they're going to sell their products in a university. So maybe it's next to the food truck. Then they can also participate if they have no customers. They're also also good. You already got 2 more. And in this way, people get encouraged. Oh, wow, they are doing so much. It's just in the beginning, 1 month I'm telling you. Go every weekend, devotees start following you after a month. Just someone have to take a lead, that's all. जीवन सार्थक करी करो परोपकार. क्या है? भारत भूमि ते जन्म है जहान, जीवन सार्थक करी करो परोपकार. Although this is referred to birth in India, but it can, birth in India means one who is following that culture. So if devotees in America or Europe, whoever following, they are Indian too. Indian is not a stamp that only they can do bhakti. Americans can also do bhakti. They do better. So the word says, Jivan sarthak kori karo paropar. Make your life 2 versions of this. Make your life successful by helping others. And what is the other one? Just make your own life successful and then help others. Both is applicable. Make your life successful by helping yourself and then helping others, but then other ways make them also. Jivan sarthak kori karo par. Help them and get your life successful. Both. It's a very interesting outreach. I did a lot.
Is this something people, the administration of the university to set up regularly?
I don't think so. Then it's getting so much formal and legal and all. Just choose a spot where you think there is allowed to do, not disturbing anyone. And whoever has samskara, you just get pulled down. Even if you're in the forest, in the middle of the forest, samskara pulls.
Some Vaishnavas are supporting and encouraging so much that by learning Sanskrit, you can help is very favorable for your bhakti because then you can understand so much more in Shastra.
Gurudev never said this.
But sometimes he sent his brahmacharis to learn Sanskrit.
Yes. Seeing the time, place, circumstance and seeing the inclination of a particular devotee, Gurudev was sending and sometimes he said there is no use. Understanding. So it's not like one rule applicable to everyone. Gurudev was paying out of his pocket, sending brahmacharis to school, told them to get education. Okay? How much education is important? Tirth Maharaj, Krishnadas, all. Gurudev, when they were small kids, like 9-10 years old, Gurudev was paying from his pocket. Go and get education. It's very important to get education. And also to learn Sanskrit. But to many, I personally witnessed, Guru said no need. All the books are there, translation is there, English is there, Hindi is there, Bengali is there. So everything is there. There was a time, years back, when the translations were not present. Then it was so essential, if you want to go deep into the Shastras, you need to learn Sanskrit. But now, there's no need. Everything is available. Even you can write an essay in Sanskrit. Use AI. You can write an essay on Sanskrit.
You can translate anything.
Translate anything.
Automatically.
So why to waste time? Yes, but I'm not discouraging. I'm not against the idea. If anyone wants to go more deeper and deeper, it depends to individuals. They go deep and they really brings up a very potential feedback by diving into deep into this ocean of scriptures. You know Sundar Gopal Prabhu? He did his masters And when I speak to him, he brings up such a wonderful points. But it's too late for me to go. There's no time for all this. There's no time for this.
It takes so long to learn also. You have to
It takes
give
so
all
long.
your energy there.
Yeah. Actually, it's an age. A teenager is a good age to grasp, to learn. So by 20 you should be finished. And then you start listening and diving into deep. Because it takes a couple of years to go to understanding of it. But when you cross 20, then better practice and think. But one who wants to learn, I don't mind. I'm not discouraging. It's a very good thing. But mostly our books are translated and we have it's available. We are not reading that many books which are available.
And also when you're staying with Vaishnavas and you're studying yourself, you start to learn a little bit, just enough to understand here and there automatically happens.
Yes. Certain devotees, how would I say, when they're very good in scriptures in Sanskrit, and they were like even overlapping Gurudev and Gurudev ideas. So then Gurudev is to point out, take admission in the University of Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj and Haridas Thakur. Gurudev specifically told these two names. Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj, illiterate from material point of view, but he's chanting and weeping and crying. So he already got everything. Because by learning too much, you're overlapping, overstepping. Become proud, or even correcting Gurudev. Gurudev, this is not right. I mean, they can come with a very humble mood and say, Gurudev, the shloka said this, and you said this, can we harmonize this? There's a different way of expressing. When you're just challenging Gurudev, then it's that's a heaven situation. Challenging Gurudev. Then Gurudev said, better to stop this and become like Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj. Not become means in his university as a student. Chant like Haridas Thakur and weep and cry for Krishna. We have seen many examples. Both examples, Gurudev sending them to learn, Gurudev not sending them to learn. So it depends on individuals. Gurudev sent me also. I wasn't familiar with laptops, anything with computer, because in our school days no computers in India. So Gurudev sent me and Mother Prabhu. He said, this is the money, go to a institute and learn how to operate computer. And it was so boring, a lady teaching there, and what is this? RAM, room, whatever. We are not for this. Mother Prabhu immediately came back and said, oh, I don't want computer. I will write down better. I will write down. But then I learned from brahmacharis. Krishna Karune Prabhu from Philippines is very friendly to me. So he started teaching. So I learned from him. And within few days, then Gurudev gave me a gift, a laptop. It's a gateway. Yeah, that laptop. It's a gateway. So I was learning, practicing, and within few days I learned everything. But not much. Even now I'm very poor in that. Only how to translate, how to type, how to edit, how to delete. And many times I do so many mistakes, I typed like 10 pages and just by mistake I press the button delete. Oh my god. I wasted so much time. But everything is not wastage. everything is gaining. Then I came to know every 5 minutes I have to do Control S, Control C, means save your file. So for every learning you have to pay something.
There's autosave now, man.
It's auto save.
Autosave automatically.
See, I don't know much. I'm not a digital person at all. Old school. Yeah. So then I picked up very fast. Typing, the entire book, typing so fast. And then how to edit, how to compose, how to make in a frame, layout, all things. Gradually by serving, get all knowledge. So many years, 10 years almost. Now I think I don't know. I can't do this. And I think now it is also a new version that you don't have to type. You just translate and you just type it on. Yes? Wow. So I think I wasted 10 years.
Or soon you won't even need to speak, you just think it.
So just think it and it comes.
Automatically.
Just dangerous. If I'm thinking bad about you and it pop up on your screen, Shravan is rascal. Yeah. I remember when I was studying, I wanted to become a captain of a ship. So I was going to Mumbai for exams. In those days, there were more ski, like how to send messages from ship to the mainland. So there was no telephonic, nothing. So there was a key, and it's like a code words. So you have to press the key. It's called Morse key. So you have to press that to make a sentence, to make a word, then sentence. Just like the ocean is rough, it's going to be delayed. So I have to press ting, 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 like this. So difficult to learn. A, B, C, D, E, F. I mean, practicing so long, hours and hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, just practicing that. Wastage of time. But I have to get this degree, otherwise I cannot be there on the ship. So practicing, and then only 15 minutes exam, Mumbai, at the port. And the instructor, the supervisor there, headphones on my ears, and he's sending me a message, and he wants me to take a decision. So I got failed. Lucky, I'm very lucky I got failed. Otherwise, if I would have passed, my life would have been different. So sometimes negative things gives very positive.
So he sent you this Morse code in your ear. Did you have to write out on paper?
No, I have to reply back. There's no time. Because if the message comes Mayday, 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 that means some emergency. So I got failed there because the instructor asked me a question. One ship in your vicinity is sinking, and you also got the notice from your members that there's a hole in your ship. So what you are supposed to do in this situation? So then I said, I replied that I will send a message that my neighbor ship is sinking and we need a help. And he failed me right there. Your ship is sinking, you got a hole already. Save your first, because that is already sinking. You can't save that, but at least save yours. So sharp decision to be taken at 50 minutes exam. They failed me. And I came sad. They said, after 6 months, again exam. But my life was changing then. After 6 months. So they ask those difficult questions. You have to take, decision right at the spot. The balanced decision. So in that course, I was serving some GBCs, especially Gopal Krishna Maharaj. I was very close to him. And he told, what you making your career? Captain of a ship. Oversight. And he knew my name for many years, my previous name. And he addressed me with that name. He said, no, that's not for Krishna conscious people. You'll be sick. You'll regret later on. But I was so like, it's a very glamorous job. But then he said, believe my words. Then I was taking his words so seriously. If Maharaj is saying, something is there. And every time he's seeing me, he said, what's your decision? I said, 50% gone. Oh, you still have 50% left? I said, yes, here. Okay. I'm sending you to some of my disciples who are captain. Go and interview them. And actually he sent me. And I went in their house. Interviewed him. He said, forget it. Only 2 years you enjoy. After that, start missing your family. You're 6 months out from your family. And he said, I'm devotee, I'm struggling. I'm giving up this profession. Because food, everything pure, impure, all these things. Parties on the ship. I finally decided, drop. It's good I got paid there. And my parents were wondering, like, what is this? You already achieved almost 50%. I said, no, I don't want. I don't want to eat food with onion and garlic. All that stuff. So I just gave up. So I thank Maharaj for this, who inspired me and changed my decision.
Maharaj, in your exam, you gave answer according to sadhu's nature, always wanting to help others. Therefore, you failed as teacher yourself.
You know what Shravan is saying? You heard it? In my exam, that's not true.
You're just saying.
He's saying, in my exam I got failed because I'm trying to help others instead of helping myself. Yeah. Nice. Many experiences. Now there's no even, there's not enough time to look back and think. That life, those years gone. There's no point to even look back. You have to look forward. Just today in conversation, this point came up. And if someone asks, otherwise never in my thought. I need to read Bhagavatam. I want to learn Chaitanya Charitamrita. I want to practice. I want to chant 64 rounds. Now this is a worry in the head all the time. Bringing more devotees in Krishna consciousness. This is the worry. Helping children to get more mature. I don't want kids to become hippies. I want them to become devotees. You know? So many people say it's difficult, it's struggling. Here's an example. Born in a Vaishnava family, from childhood observing parents doing Mangalarati, going temple, chanting, reading, speaking, and at the age of 13 he was in temple, Mathura. He picked up so much there, he learned so much everything, and now in a Grasta life, he's practicing and he's preaching so much. So we have good examples, and there are many more. Gaur Sundar Prabhu, there are many more examples. Hare Krishna. He was also.
These are not best examples. You're a failed brahmachari. Those who cannot stay in temple full time. Best are those who are staying in temple and doing
Failure, in my opinion, failure means one who gives up Krishna consciousness. Changing ashram is not a failure. I don't think like that. Changing one's ashram from brahmachari to grasta or whatever, that's not failure. Failure is totally giving up. You know, there's so many senior disciples of Prabhupada and Gurudev lost. They lost. The GBCs, walking with a dog in the temple. Shorts and t-shirts. No neck bead, no chanting, and having small tiny dog and walking in the temple. Don't even know the etiquette. We can't take a dog in the temple. And once upon a time they were like pioneers. This is called failure. If anyone gives up chanting, reading, then this is failure. But changing ashram is not a failure. There is always a chance, always opportunity. So be ready. Another 5-7 years. Your two daughters getting married. They're going to get married, and then you are worldwide preacher, sannyas.
They don't want to get married.
That's better. Your daughters if they don't want to get married, that's better. But if, then another 5-6 years, and you've done the responsibility, then you'll be taking sannyas and preaching all over.
Ask her opinion.
No need for permission of your wife.
No, ask her opinion.
She's devotee. She'll say, go, get lost. Go and preach. You know, and he's going to take Kshetra sannyas. Like, he's not going to cross America boundaries. Preaching in America. Vast country to preach. Chalo. Today's Ekadashi, lot of chanting to be done. Then I have a visit also, and then evening program, then all night kirtan. So much to do.